Terry Crews needs to lay off all the serious shit that's been going on in the world and continue his Old Spice commercials. But otherwise, welcome back to a brand new video. Last time I talked about Ethan Klein, H2H2 Productions, possibly becoming a better guy, and I'll say it now, my only respect for him is that one video, since there's still a chance that he's still the one behind Leafy's termination and all that. Well, he wasn't terminated, but like he was close to getting terminated. And since Leafy is my favorite YouTuber, someone I'm heavily inspired from, it's only natural that I would assume it's possibly true. But until then, we won't know for sure, as YouTube CEO, Susan whatever the fuck, is taking the blame. But who knows? For now, I'm still gonna hate Ethan, even if I respect his video. But back to the main topic of this video. This video, assuming you heard the intro, is about Terry Crews, and you must be thinking, why him? Why would you be toxic towards him? Is it because he's black you're racist? Well, first off, no, I wouldn't do that. In fact, I'll say it now, I don't hate Terry Crews. It's just some of the shit he says that is the most questionable things known to mankind, and I'm not talking about him doing something as a joke. I'm talking about whenever he's serious. Like, ever since the Black Lives Matter movement got stronger, I was on Twitter, link in the description to follow me, and I learned that Terry Crews said what I can only assume is by far the dumbest thing I have ever heard. And here's one of his tweets I'll read here. Any black person who calls me a, which I won't say because it's highly offensive, or an Uncle Tom for promoting equality is a black supremacist, which he spelled wrong by the way, because they have determined who's black and who is not. But here's where I'm drawing the line on that. Only black people are black, okay guys? If a white man called you an Uncle Tom or whatever, does that make him black? Does that make him, does that give him the permission to say the N-word with a hard ER at the end, or even just the N-word in general, and not be seen as a racist? I mean, come on guys, seriously? Now obviously not given with how it doesn't make him black, but just a racist, not before all that shit. But you know, before you think I'm just bullying him for stupidity, which I kind of am, I want to go more in depth by reading you this next tweet on his page. This tweet in particular will make you lose brain cells, so without out of the way, here goes. Defeating white supremacy without white people creates black supremacy. Equality is the truth. Like it or not, we are all in this together. Now, I appreciate the equality, but at the end, does he forget the whole point of this? Like, white people were also supportive in the Black Lives Matter movement. A lot of white people I know are in rallies and protests. My friends support, and a lot of YouTubers who are also white showing support. Either that or they're trying to get clout, but, you know, they're still at least trying to show respect, you know what I mean? And I can't believe I'm setting this example, but even Logan Paul, a white man, is supporting in rallies and his protests. He's actually trying to be a mature guy. I'm not saying that I support Logan or anything like that. This is just an example. But my point is, white people are supporting this movement too. And in fact, I'll say it now, it was never mainly about whites. It's more about the police brutality shit with George Floyd. But I get it. America's racist, etc., etc. If a black man was caught by a white policeman, obviously it would end up horribly than if it was two white men involved in the situation. But what I'm trying to say is, Terry, assuming you're watching this video, you're not seeing the bigger picture here. We have always tried to include everyone, and a lot of public figures who are black support equality with the whites, you know what I mean? So like Martin Luther King's dream isn't about, let's say, blacks dominating the whites. It's actually about the races coming together as one in a form of equality, you know? Former black President Obama was about equality, you know? Rosa Parks, which is probably someone, if you don't know, I highly suggest doing your research, but making people, well, black people specifically sit in the front of the bus, and it isn't about blacks dominating the whites, it's about blacks getting an equal share as the whites, saying both races should be able to sit in the front of the bus, and not just the blacks sitting in the back, you know what I mean? And to you, Terry Crews, you're either a hypocrite for not supporting your own race, or you're actually that dumb thinking white people aren't supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. I'll say it now, all races are supporting it, as we are all fighting a common goal, not about white supremacy, but more about the police brutality. And I get it, most of this involves white people. It doesn't mean all white people are bad, okay? Some respect each other and see us more than a color, but as white people, you know, some will either be racist, some will be obviously very rude towards other races because of that, and just because they're white and they believe in white power. But, you know, again, like I said, not all white people are bad, you know. Some people will see us as people and as human, so, you know, respect to those who actually do. But before I end this video, take note of that, because to Terry Crews, just lay off all the serious shit and do your own thing. I'm not hating on you for it, but it gets me in the weirdest way to just say, yeah, this is dumb shit, but yeah, if I were you, just show proper support and none of that white supremacy shit. I get you want equality, but you're doing it the wrong way, man. But honestly, I'm going to end the video here, so if you stayed to the very end, thank you very much for doing so. Honestly, it means a lot, and otherwise, keep it real, guys. Peace.
Now, how is this? Wow, you know what? I actually do feel more powerful.
Potato chip!